Good morning, students. Hope you are fine and doing everything well. And let us go on today. So we are discussing about the chapter 4. Chapter is organ and organ system in animals. And let us see today's. So in the previous sessions, we discussed about this one of this vertebrate, that is frog, and regarding general features of frog and the classification of frog as well as the morphology of the frog we have discussed in the previous class. In today's session we are supposed to discuss about this anatomy of this frog, and of course the anatomy means we have to learn this internal structure of these organisms, right? So as per that, today we are going to learn regarding this digestive system, respiratory system as well as this blood vascular system of frog. Let us go on to the first system, it is digestive system. So the digestive system of frog is so simple and as like other animals. So this digestive system also commences from the mouth and it ends with cloaca, right? And let us see what are the organs are involved in the digestive process of this frog. Fine. And the first region is mouth. Of course, this digestive system commences from this mouth. Okay, the mouth can widely open, right? And the mouth is leading as a buccal cavity, right? The mouth is leading as the buccal cavity, and the buccal cavity consists of, inside it consists of muscular sticky tongue. So this frog consists of one muscular tongue and it is long and sticky in nature, right? So at the end of this tongue it is it is divided and it will be like a fork shape, right? And why this tongue is sticky? Because when this frog is seeing any insects, okay, it will protrude this its tongue outside and it will capture the prey and withdraw this tongue immediately into the mouth, right? So this is the way it is to capture this prey, right? Okay. And regarding the teeth, so the mouth consists of two jaws, upper jaw as well as the lower jaw, right? So the upper jaw alone consists of the teeth, right? So those teeth are known as maxillary teeth. It is present only on the upper jaw. There is no teeth in the lower jaw, right? Okay. And another one group of teeth is there. It is one of the specialized teeth. It is present in the frog. That is known as omarine teeth, right? This omarine teeth is a group of teeth. It is present in both the sides, either side of this nostril, right? So this is this specialized teeth of this frog, omarine teeth, right? Okay. Then this buccal cavity is leading into this next region known as pharynx, right? So what do you mean pharynx? Is the common passage for respiratory as well as the digestive system. Is it clear? Okay. Then the next one, the pharynx is leading to the esophagus. Can you watch in the figure? Mouth is there. The mouth consists of the tongue and it is leading to this, esophagus, right? Then esophagus is leading to the next region, stomach. Fine. And the stomach is leading to the next region, it is intestine, right? So the small intestine as well as the large intestine also there, right? Then it is leading to this rectum and the rectum is leading as a cloaca. Okay, this is the regions of this digestive system of frog. Okay, so it commences from the mouth and it is leading as a buccal cavity. Inside the buccal cavity it consists of this muscular tongue as well as the teeth, especially maxillary teeth and the omarine teeth. Then it leads as a pharynx. Pharynx is leading to esophagus. Then it is leading to stomach and it is leading to intestine, and intestine leads to this rectum and rectum opens as a cloaca. Is it clear? Let us see this digestive glands. So in the previous slide, we said about the organs of this digestive system, right? And let us see what are these glands or enzymes or secretions helping for the digestion process. Okay. So the first region we can say, of course, this digestive system starts from the mouth. Okay, and it is leading. So there is no specific secretory enzyme, I mean digestive enzyme is present in the mouth. Okay, this enzyme started to secrete in the stomach region. Okay, so the mouth is leading into esophagus, esophagus leads as a stomach. In the stomach, the wall of the stomach is secreting two secretions, right? One is hydrochloric acid, right? Another one is gastric juice. So this hydrochloric acid as well as the gastric juice is digesting the food which is coming from the mouth. Okay, through esophagus it will reach the stomach. Okay, so these secretions are digesting the food which is reaching in the stomach. And after digestion, after digesting process takes place in the stomach, the food is now it is known as in the form of chyme. The food will become as another one form that is known as a chyme. Okay, now this chyme is coming towards the next region, intestine. After stomach there is a intestine, right? So this chyme is coming towards this intestine. Especially the first part of this intestine is known as a duodenum. The first part of this intestine is known as duodenum, right? So when the food come towards this duodenum, there are two very important glands are there. So the name of the glands are, one is the liver, another one is pancreas. Okay, so this liver is secreting one juice is known as bile juice. Meanwhile, the pancreas is secreting one juice that is known as a pancreatic juice. Okay, so this bile juice from the liver through the bile duct it will reach the small intestine. The same way, pancreas is secreting the pancreatic juice. So through the pancreatic duct, the juice will reach the small intestine. Is it clear? So in the intestine already what is there? Chyme is there. Okay. So this bile juice as well as the pancreatic juice is again digesting the chyme in this intestinal region. Is it clear? Okay. Then what is the role of this bile? So this bile is converting the fat substances. It is digesting the fat and it is converting into fat globules. Okay, so the food which is eaten by the frog, okay, consists of lot of nutrients, right? Like carbohydrate, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, everything will be there. Fine, water. So in that, the fat substances will be digested by especially by bile juice, which is secreted by liver. Okay, so fat is actually it's a biggest molecule. This will be digested as the smallest fat globules first of all. Okay, then what is the role of this pancreatic juice? So this pancreatic juice is digesting carbohydrate, protein as well as the lipid. Okay, then so rest of this process, everything, digestive process, everything takes place in the intestinal region only. Is it clear? And after all the digestions over, this digested nutrients, this complex molecule of this nutrients will become as its own simplest molecule. Then only it can reach the cells. Okay, that process only takes place in the digestive system, right? So after the digestion is over, the nutrients will be absorbed by one small minute finger like projections, minute finger like projections which is present in this intestine, that is known as villi as well as microvilli. The villi consists of microvilli. It is a microscopic minute projections. Okay, so these will absorb these nutrients. Okay, and it will transfer towards the circulatory system to supply this to the body. Okay, then the waste will be sent towards this rectum region. So then from the rectum the waste will reach this cloaca region, and through the cloaca the digestive waste will be eliminated out. Okay, so that's this the process of this digestive system in frog. Clear? Let us go on to the next system. It is the respiratory system. So the respiratory system is somewhat specific for this amphibians, especially frog amphibians, right? So why it is unique or specific? Because only the amphibians is the organisms which used to survive inside the water as well as on the land, right? Only the amphibians alone. So the respiratory system also somewhat unique. Okay, so when it is inside this water also it has to breathe, when it is on the land also it has to breathe. Okay, so that's why these amphibians or frog is using three types of respiration. Okay, let us see one by one. The first respiratory system is cutaneous respiration. So cutaneous respiration means it's this frog is to breathe or respire through the skin. That is known as cutaneous respiration. Especially this respiration it is using when this frog is under the water. Okay, so cutaneous respiration means skin. Okay, the next respiration is buccal respiration. Can you watch in the figure? So first one is cutaneous respiration we said. So it is using the skin to transfer this oxygen and the carbon dioxide by diffusion process. Okay, and the second one is buccal respiration. It takes place in the buccal cavity. As we said already, buccal cavity means mouth is leading as a buccal cavity. Okay, so this respiration takes place when the frog is on the land. Okay, so how it takes place? Especially the mouth remains closed. This respiration, it is not using the mouth. Mouth is completely closed and the nostrils remains open. Okay, so the air is moving through the nostrils. Okay, so when the air move inside, the floor of this buccal cavity, rise and lower, up and down. It is alternatively takes place. Once it rise, then it lower. So this process takes place alternatively. So through this process, it is exchanging or receiving the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. Okay, so that is regarding this buccal respiration. And the third method is a pulmonary respiration. Of course, pulmonary respiration also takes place when the frog is on the land. So here it is using the lungs. Okay, so how it is receiving this air to the lungs? Of course, through the nostrils. From the nostrils, the air will reach the buccal cavity. From the buccal cavity, the air will come to the pharynx region. From the pharynx, this air will go towards his lungs. Okay, so there this oxygen and the carbon dioxide exchange takes place in the lungs. So that respiration we can say as pulmonary respiration. Okay, so specifically what are the organs this frog is using for respiration? One is skin, second one is buccal cavity, and the third one is lungs. So when it is using the skin, we can say as a cutaneous respiration. When it is using the buccal cavity, we can say it's a buccal respiration. When it is using this lungs, we can say as a pulmonary respiration. Okay, then the next point is given as aestivation as well as hibernation. These two terms actually, aestivation means summer sleep, hibernation means winter sleep. So what do you mean hibernation and aestivation, or winter sleep or summer sleep? So during summer the temperature will be too hot. Okay, so by the time the organisms mostly it used to take rest, it will not be much active, right? If it is active, of course it may need a lot of oxygen. So during this time this will be somewhat under rest, aestivation time, during summer time. So during this time also it is using only the skin for its respiratory process, and the same process which takes place during this hibernation also. Hibernation means winter sleep. What do you mean winter? During winter this temperature will be too low, so during winter also it will be somewhat inactive, so it will use its skin for its respiratory process. Understood? So that is the respiratory system of frog. Let us see the next system. It is circulatory system, right? So the circulatory system also so simple. Here it's like our circulatory system. So our circulatory system consists of the major organ is the heart, and we have blood vessels. There are two types of blood vessels. One is artery, another one is vein, right? And the blood is circulating throughout the body. So this is the three regions are involving mainly in the circulatory system. Fine. And let us see what are these organs are involved in this circulatory process of frog. Okay. And the first one is this, the membrane name is pericardium. So the frog heart also covered with a membrane that is known as pericardium membrane. Fine. And the next point is regarding the chambers. So our heart also we have four chambers. Of course everyone knows. Upper side to auricle and lower side to ventricle. Right? And almost like the same here also, there is three chambers are present. Here anterior side two auricle is present, but in the posterior side only one ventricle alone there. Okay, and the auricle is thin auricle and the ventricle is thick. Fine. Okay, and here one specific nature is there for this frog heart, that is known as sinus venosus, that is not present for this human heart. Okay, so can you watch in the figure? There is upper side two auricle is present, that is mentioned as the right auricle as well as left auricle. Lower side one ventricle is present, that is mentioned as ventricle. And in the dorsal side one large pouch like structure is there, right? One triangular shaped large pouch, that is known as actually one of the chamber, that is known as a sinus venosus. Is it clear? Okay. And this is present in the dorsal side. Meanwhile in the ventral side, back side, okay, the back side it consists of one long cylindrical tubule. Dorsal venosus, sinus venosus is a triangular shape, but ventral side one cylindrical tubule is there, that is truncus arteriosus. The terms may be new for you, but if you repeat you can capture the point. Okay, so ventral side tubule is known as truncus arteriosus. Okay, first of all you listen these organs, then when we say about this process we can come to know about this purpose of each tubules. Fine. Okay, then so this truncus venosus is very important because this only going to branch now. Okay, so this truncus venosus arising from the ventricle. Okay, a ventricle means the lowest chamber. Fine. Okay, when it is arising, it is when it comes away from the heart, it is dividing into two branch. First of all, it is dividing into two branch. The name of the branches are right aortic trunk as well as left aortic trunk. So the branch name is aortic trunk. Is it okay? Fine. Then each aortic trunk, right aortic trunk as well as left aortic trunk, each one is further divided. Right? How it is further divided? It is further divided as three branches again. Okay, so the name of the branches are carotid trunk, systemic trunk as well as pulmocutaneous trunk. Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. Okay, so what is the role of these trunks? So mainly it is supplying the blood throughout the body. So for each region one trunk is supplying. As per that they have divided the names. That's all. Fine. So what do you mean? Carotid trunk is supplying the blood to the anterior region. What do you mean anterior region? Where the head region is present. Okay. Systemic trunk is supplying to the posterior region. What do you mean? Backside in the trunk region. Okay. Then pulmocutaneous means it is a specific one. It is supplying the blood to the skin as well as to the lungs. Pulmo means lungs, cutaneous means skin. Is it okay? It is supplying. In the systemic trunk, I mentioned one word that is like dorsal aorta. Don't confuse. This dorsal aorta is nothing else. The systemic trunk is arising from this right as well as from the left aortic trunk, right? Actually, it is present in the anterior side of this heart because it is present in the upper side of the heart, right? So, When it is coming in the lower side, both right side and the left side systemic trunk join together and it will become as a dorsal aorta. Okay, this dorsal aorta only going to supply this blood to the posterior side. Is it okay? Sinus we know systemic trunk only, but will become in the form of dorsal aorta. That's all. Okay, have you got the point? Now let us see how the circulation takes place. Fine. Circulation. The word even circulation means it is circulating the blood throughout the body, right? What do you mean? From the body, the blood will go to the heart. From the heart, again, the blood will be going towards this body, every part of this body. That process only we are seeing as a circulation. Who is circulating? Blood is circulating. Is it okay? Now, let us see how the blood circulates. First of all, we can say from all parts of this body, from anterior side as well as from the posterior side, deoxygenated blood. What do you mean deoxygenated blood? The blood which consists of carbon dioxide. We can say as deoxygenated blood. So this blood is collected together and it is passing towards the heart. So some blood vessel is helping for this process, right? So that blood vessels are actually precaval vein as well as postcaval vein. Okay, so veins are collecting the deoxygenated blood. So the veins which is collecting this deoxygenated blood from the anterior side is known as precaval veins. So precaval veins are two. Okay, two precaval veins are there. Then the veins which is collecting the deoxygenated blood from this posterior region of the body we can say as postcaval vein. That is only one. Okay, so these three veins are bringing this deoxygenated blood to the heart. Okay, especially to which region we can see, especially to the region, one specific region we said now. What is that? Sinus venosus, one triangular shaped chamber we said. Do you remember? That is sinus venosus. Okay, then from the sinus venosus the blood is moving towards right auricle. Okay, already two auricle we said, right auricle as well as left auricle. Okay, fine. So now the deoxygenated blood is moving towards his right auricle. Okay, then when this auricle contract, the blood will come from this auricle to the ventricle. Okay, then from the ventricle, as we said already, one cylindrical shaped tubule arise just now we said, right? What is the name of that? Truncus arteriosus. That we said that is one of the very important one because it is going to branch and going to supply the blood we said now. Am I right? Okay. So this name of the blood is truncus arteriosus. So the truncus arteriosus only again we as we said it is branching as a right as well as left aortic trunk. Okay, so the blood also passing through these blood vessels. Okay, then this aortic trunk again it is further divided as carotid trunk, systemic trunk as well as pulmocutaneous trunk. Okay, so the blood is taken by this truncus arteriosus from the ventricle is supplied by these blood vessels. Okay, so mainly the blood vessel pulmocutaneous trunk we said that is supplying this blood to this skin as well as to the lungs. Okay, so that's what the arrow mark is mentioned. From the pulmocutaneous trunk the blood is going towards the lungs. In the lungs what happens here? Exchange of gases takes place, right? So the blood is leaving this carbon dioxide there and receiving the oxygen. Okay, then this blood is taken towards the heart again to another through another one blood vessel that is known as pulmonary vein. So the pulmonary vein is bringing the oxygenated blood. The first two veins we said is a precaval as well as a postcaval vein is bringing the deoxygenated blood. Have you got the point? But this pulmonary vein is bringing the oxygenated blood from the lungs. To which chamber of the heart? Left auricle. Okay. Have you noticed one point? Already we said right auricle is receiving deoxygenated blood. But here left auricle is receiving oxygenated blood. Okay. So when the auricle contract, from the right auricle, the deoxygenated blood will go towards this ventricle. Meanwhile, from the left auricle, oxygenated blood will go towards this ventricle. Here we may have one doubt. Both the blood is mixing towards, coming towards this ventricle, right? So whether it mixed together, yeah, surely both is, oxygenated as well as this deoxygenated blood, both will mix together. Okay, but here this do not happens in the human blood, because in human heart we have two ventricles, right ventricle as well as left ventricle. So oxygenated blood will go towards this, you know left ventricle. Deoxygenated blood will go to the right ventricle. So it do not mix together for human heart, but in case of frog, here it will mix together again. Okay, so in the ventricle again it will mix together. Then the same process begins once again. What will happen again? Of course, the truncus arteriosus is collecting this same blood. It is supplying everywhere. Okay, and the blood which is going towards the lungs will bring the oxygen again. Again it will come towards the heart. Is it okay? So this is the circulation process which takes place in this, heart of frog. Fine. The next one is regarding the blood cells. So the blood of frog consists of two substances. One is plasma, another one is blood cells. So the plasma occurs 60% and the blood cells 40% is there. So as like the human, this here amphibians also, there is three types of blood vessels are there. That is red blood cells, white blood cells as well as platelets. So the red blood cells are oval shape and it is nucleated cell, and it is red pigment is there. Okay, then white blood cells are circular shape and also nucleated cells. Then the third cell is the platelets. Okay, and this, the figure which is mentioned there is this RBC, WBC cells are there, and in detail we will learn in this, forthcoming chapters. Fine. Hope we can, conclude the class here, and let us go on the assignments regarding today's. So here I have given only the three questions as a 5-mark questions. The first question is regarding this, explain the digestive system of frog. So that also you have to give with a diagram. The second question listed the respiratory organs of frog. So there is three types of respiration takes place: cutaneous respiration, buccal respiration as well as a pulmonary respiration. Fine. Third question, explain the structure of uh, frog heart with a diagram. Okay, so here also you have to draw the diagrams, and if the please go through these diagrams and practice these diagrams in the note also, right? So copy this pages and draw the diagrams in this in one of this note, and please we have the practice on each and everything, right? So please watch all these videos completely and have touch with this, and the next class we can meet with this, and next system of the frog. So until that, please stay at home and stay safe and pray very well. Thank you.